I do have a beer. Oh my god. Yeah, it's good. It's like, guess what I have here? I have one person you would never guess who would just decide to actually partake in one of these. The one and only Angel. Say what's up, dude. I'm like, I can't believe you're here. Dude, how cool, dude. I'm actually up and just bullshitting and drinking a little bit, and it's so cool. I was talking a little bit on like the live stream there, but I'm actually talking to you in real life, and that's actually way cooler because in real life you're way cooler than just talking. And from what I met you, it's like you've always been that person who's been serious about what you do and what you're about, and I've always admired that. That you're all about work, and I admire that. You anything. Say it again. What did you say? Thank you. I appreciate that. Dude, you're all about like what you do, dude. I like what like you don't bullshit. And anytime someone tries to come to you with like bullshit, like you give them that face, like you're ready to smack them in the face, which I've witnessed personally. I remember like certain trippers come up to you like they try to like expect different from you somehow, and like you give them like a must smack you in the face, bitch. If this wasn't my job, I would have smacked you in the face. And I've witnessed those faces in person. You actually literally give them to girls, and it's totally like real. It's so cool to hear from you, by the way. How cool, man, dude! I heard you. I hear you going back to the strip club industry. I'm thinking about going back to that. I think I would be, but sometimes you gotta do what you got to, and it's easy work, right? It's easy work, and you got it's when you go there and you get paid for what you do. It's like I get to see some titties and like work my ass off. It's worth it. Because at the end of the night, it's like you can see some titties at the end of the night. As hard as you work hard, and it's like at the end of the night you get paid off with a little bit of titty action, pretty much, and it's not bad. Like I loved it. Like for me, it was something fun to do at the end of the night. I don't know. It was very fun. There was nothing bad. I don't know. I kind of miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I've done some work out of town. There's nothing like there's nothing like doing some fun work and having titties everywhere you go. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. You can go to a bar back. You can be a bar back at it's a random just gig where you're like a random sports bar or something, and you'll never see as much titty as you would at a strip club. And it does kind of like fuck up the fact that you see tits every day, and it makes tits not as interesting. But somehow you definitely become immune to the titty. But it's still it's like it like in a way it's like I think we all have to experience that and realize that titty's not that big a deal. I don't know. You do see things like I remember cleaning up after strippers, and that's not good. You go in there and like you hear some dirty shit. Like you hear strippers like tell you how she's on her period, and she'll yell at you as you clean her restroom, and then you're cleaning the blood out of the toilet, and like as she yelled at you in anger because she's pissed off. But it's like you had nothing to do with it. I'm just here to clean you, bitch. And it's like somehow like I'm owed it to you somehow. I don't know. Like I'm sure you've gone through that, but I don't mind it after a while. Like you've cleaned up after shitty people, but if she's pretty, it kind of makes it worth cleaning somehow. You make it, it's not as bad. It's like later she'll probably be naked, flashing her tits, and I'll probably give it a little thumbs up and not feel as bad as cleaning up after some ungrateful whore that wouldn't show me her tits. I don't know. You kind of get humbled to the whole like being around strippers, and there is a fun environment. And I think you stayed longer than I did, a lot longer. But it's a fun group of people to live around and be around. It's a party. it seems like I haven't been like an indulge. I didn't get to indulge enough in the party, but it seemed like a good, fun party that I missed out on. That I feel like I still feel like I can kind of I can milk shit out of somehow. I feel like I can milk some party out of some friends or some like old school like veterans. Even then, dude, like even like now when I'm talking, I'm like live streaming our conversation. But I feel like I can get some fun strippers to come on and like we can do some old school Howard Stern shit where we turn it into a game and like hey we see how many like we can turn it into like a fun Howard Stern game like a Howard Stern like on the radio shit where we can live stream it and like make it fun. Like the girl can win prizes or whatever. We can have like a prize she wins at the end. I don't know, like, but there's plenty of times where I've went to strip clubs and girls are like, "Yeah, I'd love to be part of your game." And it's like I didn't have a game, but now that I actually have something I can actually turn into fun, I don't know. I think it'd be cooler, dude. I don't know. I think because the strip when it comes to the stripper life, most girls don't have shit going on, and they like shit like this, and so do I. And we can make this work. I don't know. How do you feel about it? It's cool to hear from you. Like, what's your take on the whole thing? Just period. Because you have a pretty crazy outtake. Just this, the just how you work. Yeah, mate. You work like the whole strip club thing, but like, how do you feel about it? Like working in the industry.
I mean, after a while, I mean, you see the same thing over and over again, and so you just want to get out of it. You know, it's like eating the same meal over and over again for a whole day. You know, and after a while, you know, it doesn't bother you after a while, or you still get into it. You just, you know, you're like, you know what, I want to take clothes on. You know,
you're totally right.
And it's kind of weird that sometimes you see a girl with clothes on, you're like, damn, that is sexy as a girl.
Yeah, that's sexy when you get naked. Yeah, exactly. You're totally right. I've gotten to that point myself. By the way, I'm not gonna lie, you have viewers hitting like right now, just hitting you up. And there must be something about you. Angel, we have this is Drunkcast number 15, but Angel, you're an interesting character of your own. I always felt like when I met you, I always felt like you're just that person. You know, like you're just real. Like whenever you meet Angel, he is who he is, and he'll let you know. And it's like you don't bullshit. Like I've always enjoyed that about you. It's like you even talked about like assholes who try to come in like try to bullshit the job and shit. And you talked about like getting those fuckers out. Like you've always been all of. Like, I remember like you give me tactics like, hey, get this fucker out, dude. If you see him bullshitting, just attack if you had. And it's like anytime you didn't like somebody, you would fucking try to make sure you got rid of them. And then, dude, they weren't worth this shit, dude. They weren't worth a damn. Like I am, like whenever you noticed it, I immediately agreed. I was like, you know what, you're right. This guy's here only for the strippers.
I remember that time that broke out kid man, and I made both of y'all sit in the kitchen, and I drank the whole bar, and I came back 2 hours later. I said, see, I don't need either one of y'all.
No, that wasn't me. I was never.
No, you told that guy to be quiet. You're like, hey, dude, just let's do it. And I did. I came back. I said, I don't need either one of y'all. I said, both of y'all are step up.
There was never a time where you had to like put me on the side because I was always down for what I had to do. But there was times when you had people who were like pussy whipped, who were like you could tell them to sit in the back, and they would sit in the back like bitches. And like.
I had to throw you in the back because you can't do the guy that works for him, and I was like, dude, I'm trying to trace him stuff.
You're right. You're right. There was that time, and this guy would like come through and like he wouldn't do shit. But it's like the fact I just wanted to get it through because it's like I always felt like that was my job anyway. So it's like, but you're right, dude. I shouldn't have done that shit, and I should be. We got him kicked out immediately that same day, anyways. I remember that night. We got that dude kicked out, and like he wasn't doing shit. He was trying to meet every stripper and shit. He was like, he's introducing himself to every stripper as if he were gonna be like some type of employee for life or some bullshit. Like, dude, you moron, dude. We're trying to get you kicked out, and you're over here like introducing yourself to the DJ and like, hey man, like get the fuck out of here, you jackass. it was so stupid of them just to do that. But it was fun for us because. But I remember you're just pissed. You're like, hey, anytime that guy comes, you make sure you tell him he sucks dick, and I don't know, you're pretty much just against him. You're just pretty much so against him, like you don't want me teaching him shit, and like anytime he asks you, teach him wrong, just make you pretty much want me to make him feel bad and not teach him the right shit.
Well, as a nurse and a firefighter, a long time ago, you don't ever let somebody come in and that's a bullshit job, and you don't need them.
You're right. You're right.
I was a firefighter, I was a nurse before I ever got into the strip club industry. And if you didn't trust anybody, you didn't want them on your side. You didn't want them around.
You're right. They had to convince you. They had to convince you in a sense that they had to put themselves further out there and like say, hey, you know what? I want this job better, more than you think. So I'm gonna put myself out there even more than like they have to put themselves out there and be prepared beyond your expectations. And you as like as somebody who's just already works there, they should be beyond. If they're serious about taking our jobs, they should be beyond our expectations. They should be ahead of our shit. And if not, then they're bullshitting and they're gonna hold us back. And you pretty much showed you're pretty much standard. You pretty much held high standards for anyone who came to Bucks, and you did a good thing for them. I think they never had high standards like that until you came around. And there's certain standards even like that I think you and Jason kept around that I think that
It's kind of funny that you mentioned Jason because I actually just got off work working with Jason again.
oh shit, how's he been?
He's been really good. He called me up last night and wanted to come work. And so I went up there and we worked all night. And I just barely got home when I saw your message and hit you back up. I called you. But I just actually got home from working 2 jobs. And I got to go back to work at 9 in the morning or in a couple hours.
Oh shit, dude.
So,
literally soon.
And then, he's wanting me to go back to work with him, but he said, you're a hard worker, just like you were saying.
You are.
I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I expect,
You definitely do have those standards, which is good.
He said, I talked to the owners, and I told them I want this guy. If anybody's going to be done, then I want this guy. So, but it's funny that you mentioned Jason, because that guy has taught me a lot. He's a hard worker, and he hustles, and
Yeah.
he's about doing a good job and making his money and being respected, and that's what if you're going to have a job, that's what you strive for.
Absolutely, dude. He taught me a lot about like even working at Bucks. Like, he taught me all the ins and outs. He taught me like how to just be a certain like just be a good worker and just stick around. Like he taught me all about that. And like I noticed what he meant because there's certain people who don't stick around as long. They just look around like they enjoy like seeing the titties and the small things. Like oh we can see titties for a bit and like the $100 a night, whatever that they get. But it's like they're not looking for the long term, and it's like those are the people who actually make money. The people who are actually considering long term and make money, investing time within the strippers and the people who work there and shit. That's where the money's at.
I didn't care if they looked at titties or not, just as long as they did their job.
Yeah,
if they did their job, then hey, you got free time, look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fun place, and I'm not gonna lie. Like even if you guys did make it like you have to fucking do what you have to. You guys made it fun, and you guys weren't being hard asses just to be hard ass. You were just doing it to make sure shit gets done at the end of the night, and you get to leave. You weren't doing it just because you're just being a hard ass, but you're just doing it so at the end of the night that person can get what they need done and get on with the night, and not have to stick around and be late and stick around late at night and shit. Because it's a process, believe it or not. If anyone who's ever worked there understands that it's a process and you have to work on it all night. And then when it comes to nighttime, when everyone's leaving, it's another process to start shutting it down. The whole thing's a process. It's a fun process, but once you learn it, it gets better. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Go on.
There's a lot to it that a lot of people don't understand. I mean, you do enough work being a bar back, and nobody ever sees you. nobody ever recognizes you. I would
Definitely not.
recognize if the one swinging a drink or the girls in the short skirts waiting on them. You know, so it's a thankless job because everybody thinks that you're nobody.
Absolutely. And everyone discredits you because they don't think you like. They don't understand that you have to clean the back bar, the main bar, and like they don't understand what you have to do, and it's like they just think you're just cleaning after everyone, but they don't understand what. Go on.
They don't understand without the bar back, you don't have cream glasses, you don't have ice, you don't have cold beer, you don't have liquor stock, you know.
Yep, a lot of things.
The bartenders don't do that, the waitresses don't do that.
Absolutely.
You know, and then they want to start, they think a cover charge and come in and try to start shit with you, try to show off that they're a guy, and I'm like, really, dude, you come in and hassle the hell, really? You're a douchebag. Go home.
Yeah, you are. Definitely, absolutely. You know what, man? I love the point of view you're coming with because not a lot of people understand that we're there are those people who like work behind the scenes that don't get recognition because they're behind the scenes, they work the hardest, harder than the people you see, and it's like those people don't get recognition. And it's like, dude, it's cool to see. Definitely, people like you should get recognition because you taught me everything I know about like bar backing in the strip club, and I think like there's a lot that's involved. There's not just hey, you need to know what beer there is or hurry up and bring this. There's a lot more involved to like being a bar back for a strip club, and I think even now I still feel like I have a lot to learn, but even then it's cool to be able to have guys like you and Jason that teach me and shit. And not only that, it's like you guys have a lot of experience. You guys have there's been a lot of times. I mean, even before like you have more experience other than just strip clubs. You have you have certain bars you're going to that you're working at and shit. It's not just. I mean, it's all just a big lesson. Like you learn all from just pretty much being a barback. It's you learn a lot more. I mean, there's a lot of discipline involved with being a barback and shit. It's not just basic shit. I mean, like I said, I've learned a lot from you guys.
I appreciate, some people on us, and, we just pass it on down, and after a while you get to where you realize that it doesn't matter if it's regular bar or strip club, it's all the same, they all want beer, they all want ice, they all want glasses and straws.
Yeah, it's all the same things, right? You need a cold glass, cold beer. Everything's the same thing, but it's like the fact that you guys could like teach somebody like me that comes in just new to it doesn't understand any of that, but just I mean it's basic shit. It's like, hey, they want cold beers, cold glass, I mean it's basic shit you need to teach the next person. And it's like you guys taught me so well, and you guys been stern about it. And it's like I admire it. Like if I can go back and just, I think it'd be cool working with you guys again. I think like if you me and Jason work Bucks and work that whole like the same setup we had, dude. I think we get some shit going again, dude. Because we even then, even at that moment, us three just kind of had something going. Like I think you guys had like the afternoons, even at nights, certain nights, and it's like I covered certain nights for you guys, and it's like the way it worked is just all of us kind of like knew what was up, and it's like we kind of covered for each other, and we kind of backed each other. There was never like somebody being left hanging because we kind of all. I mean, sometimes I would because I'm the newer one, but like you guys always kept shit like just ready, and you guys kept like cold glasses, anything and everything. You guys kept ahead. You guys were ahead of the game, but you guys were even showing me. It's like, hey, we're kind of missing certain things. You should keep up with, and like the lesson we all learn from each other. I think. Dude, I don't know, dude. One of these days you should come through if you have some free time. Come bullshit, dude. I think you should come through, drink, and just be a part of one of these, dude. Because you've been just a person in my life who really taught me a lot, and I think it'd be cool to just be able to hang out with you and just be able to talk to you without just being at work and just see a side of you that I don't think I've ever seen. Just bullshit and talk.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I mean, I'm down.
Because personally, dude, like you always seem like the coolest person. Just someone cool to just really talk to. Just drinking, because I've never really seen you at that side. Because anytime we're always at work, everything was serious. But I could see you being someone who we could just sit there and talk to. But anytime you get a chance to, I think it'd be cool to. This is like a fun thing I'm kind of trying to start for like some friends, a good group of friends, and do this live and kind of bring friends together to have some fun, chit chat and shit. I don't know. I could totally see you doing it. Like you seem really cool. Even live, dude. Like I see certain things you say, and it's like I could totally agree with, dude. Even like who are you voting for, dude? Like, do you have any say in what's going on then, or with whole political view?
I like Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm totally with you, dude. I like. I think the name itself is like, oh yeah, it's all you have to say. It's like I'm kind of into Bernie Sanders, and everyone kind of understands the political views you kind of have, and it's like as long as you're not like trying some Trump shit, I think everyone's cool, right? That's what I'm kind of assuming. As long as you're not trying to go in like retard, like go full retard and like say, oh, Donald Trump's kind of interesting. I don't know. I think that's right.
Well, I don't know. I just like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders
It sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling too. And then you know what? You seem like a reasonable person. I know when we hang out, it's usually work based. It's like, hey, dude, we kind of got to get work started. But you always seem like a reasonable type person who just seems real. You don't seem like a bullshit type person, which I really like. Dude, it's a shame, dude. I wish a lot of us, even like certain strippers and like people like waitresses, we all could have hung out at one point in time because a lot of us were just really like fun and interesting to hang out with. And there's a lot of cool people you meet in working at the strip club. Because not everyone's just like a slut or whatever. I think everyone has a good point of view or has an interesting like background. And it's not just like some type of like I got molested by my uncle. It's usually like something interesting.
That's what I was telling you before. Is a lot of people don't know. I used to be a firefighter and a nurse.
Whoa.
People don't know that. They think I'm just some guy back there throwing out trash. You know, I'm a certified hypnotist. I do a lot of things. I read a lot. I get bored easy, so I read and learn new things. But
which is always a good thing. Definitely, dude. If you're definitely moving like that, like if you get bored of some subject and you're willing to just try some new book or something interesting, dude, that's definitely what most people should be like, kind of aiming towards. Like, hey, if you get bored, dude, instead of like trying to like find your new selfie or whatever, try to find you a good book to read, and maybe rather than just sit around. Just, I mean, no, I definitely admire that. I like where you're going with that. Definitely. Dude. Are you into music? Do you do music at all?
yeah, I listen to just about anything. I mean, from Otis Redding to Jimmy Cliff to Ozzy Osbourne. I listen to a lot of stuff. I even watch Lee.
Oh yeah.
It's a music. I like it. I was a theater art major. I went to college in Dallas for theater arts. So I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things about me a lot of people don't know because they think I just throw out trash and I'm just some idiot back there breaking bottles.
Definitely not an idiot, dude. Like every time you like when we see you, dude, you're always that type of guy who just always was ahead of your game, already done with whatever you needed to do. And it's like anytime you see Angel, he's like, you always thought of Angel already done with his work. Like you wouldn't think of Angel like behind or anything. You would always think of Angel already done with whatever you need to do. Whatever it is that you need, he's already got you. Like somehow it's like you always are ahead of the game no matter what. I think
That's what you saw as
I
I'm
did.
not
I
talking
did.
about I'm talking about the customers. Customers just think that all we do is, draw like passion cut limits,
Yeah, yeah,
they,
they do. They think
they
it's
don't know that there's some, logic behind, what the things we do, or they think that we don't know anything, so therefore we landed in a job there and throwing out trash,
yeah, yeah.
And I'm capable of doing a lot of other things, Um, and every time I saw somebody, I never immediately judged them to, all you know is how to dance on pro. No, there's something behind that, and I've met quite a few strippers that were highly intelligent. And, some people, were actually real estate agents or, were actually literally going to med school. And, I know a lot of people laugh about it, yeah, whatever. But some of them, I talked to them being in the medical field. I talked to them and they were on their game. They knew, the medical lingo. They knew what to do for this and that. They were actually knowledgeable. Like I said, a lot of people, so I never judge people. I'll look at somebody he just can't make it out the real world, so he comes flying for a bit. So, but a lot of people stereotype the ball back, Still there?
Yeah, dude. I'm still here. Very
I
great.
got quiet all of a sudden. I thought that. But yeah, I like art. I like music. Like I said, I was a big arts major, and that was what I love. Music and acting and drawing, and it's just I never had time to pursue my passion after, because it cost money to go to one of these schools, and I had to work, so I had to work and go to school, and finally it got to where I couldn't afford to go to school, so I had to go back to work. So my dream of being an actor kind of got put to the side.
Whoa, dude. What would your actor name be? Curious.
My actor name?
Yeah.
Is that what
What would your actor name be? Because I recently I found out that Ashton Kutcher, Ashton wasn't really his name. It's actually Chris. So it's like even Ashton Kutcher had a fake name like Chris. So it's like, what would your fake name be? Because Angel seems pretty interesting already.
Well, a lot of the reason people change their name is because the Actors Guild has already had that person in their guild, so you can't have the same name.
And also, it's like
I did come across an actor named Angel so it would stay the same.
you need something kind of interesting to kind of like bounce off your last name. Like I think it would have to be a little like jingly. Like I think you'd have to have a name that just jingled. Like Marilyn Manson, how well that worked. I think it just bounced whenever you say. What is your name?
When I was at college, I created a character named Israel Fabulous.
Whoa, I like what say like is that Israel Fabulous? Is it whoa? That sounds like a YouTube star's name. Like if like that would be like Israel's Fabulous. That sounds like if there were to be like your sidekick name, like something like a famous name you went by that no one ever heard.
That was it,
Israel Fabulous. I think I'll forever call you that. Israel Fabulous. That's like, oh my god, that's deep. Because it goes so deep, because it could be a murderer name. Israel Fabulous. it could literally be a murderer's name, but yeah, it could be like, it's that fucking deep and serious. It's like, whoa. Israel Fabulous. Because it's so deep, because it's so weak and deep, but it's just like, it's so basic, but it's like, whenever you said it, it's like, that sounds like a guy who would have murdered your whole family. Israel.
I had another character. I had Israel Fabulous, and I had another character that was a male lingerie model that with his own clothing line, and his name was Victor Scandalous, which played on Victoria's Secret.
Oh, shit. You're so
I had several characters.
It sounds like you're a character of your own, dude. You should give me a character name. I'd love to be like a anti-model name. Like like any somebody like you would consider anti-model that was against the whole industry itself. Give me that name, I'd love it. It'd be like the next Joker. By the way, you've been such a great call in. You've been such a great call in. One of these days, I'd love you to actually come in and just bullshit and just drink with me. That'd be so cool because you're definitely a drinker. I know it. And if you're just bullshit, dude, I have a room where it's just like a man cave / studio. It's like if you can come in and just bullshit and just talk with me, dude, it'd be so fun. That's what I do.
Yeah, okay. When you say studio, are you like all these other guys that actually go in and they post on Facebook say, well, I'm in the studio coming up with another track. And in reality, they're in the bathroom taking a shit.
I'm taking a shit in my studio bathroom.
So, you know, you think your studio is the bathroom and you're dropping a track. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude. Anytime I'm taking a shit, I'm dropping a track. That's exactly what's going on. Yeah, dude. So anytime I'm really dropping like a diss track, it's because I'm dropping a fucking big old green turd. That's exactly what it means. No, dude, if you really want to see if I'm dropping green turds and shit, when it comes down to it, dude, you should definitely come through. But for sure, dude, I think you'd enjoy it because the process is just drinking beer and making fun of people till we laugh. There's no like, there's no Kanye West like we realize we're God and we're rapping for no reason. We realize we're both God. There's no things like that. We're just having drinks and just making fun of people and realizing we're just no better than anyone else. But we do it on live stream and it's fun. There's something fun about doing it via live stream. And even you sound good via live stream. I sound like shit, but you sound good. You sound like talking to that guy that plays for Wolverine. Yeah, you sound like that guy.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, you sound like Hugh Jackman right now, like a Hugh Jackman, but minus the British accent. I feel like I have like I think it's cool having people you meet because I feel like regular people you meet via like certain people you meet are like even more interesting than celebrities themselves, and I think they I believe it. I believe he is. But even having someone like as interesting as you, I feel like it'd be just as good as having Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman, like I said, everyone is like a celebrity, but it's a matter of capturing them at the right moment because everyone has something to tell or a crazy story. It's a matter of catching them in the moment, and everyone thinks you should be a celebrity just because you've been in a movie. And I personally think everyone's a movie star. You just have to catch them in the right moment. And personally, I think you are a character of your own self, and I think people need to catch that. And just because you're not popular, you're not in a movie, I think you're still a character. And if people need to notice that, then you're a character, and I think you're a very hard working character. You work at what you do. And dude, I think I appreciate you even calling and hanging out because Angel, you've been there's a lot of people who enjoy even your character and who you are, and I'm sure if you told people, hey, I was on the show and people were talking about me, I think they'd watch and listen because they enjoy who you are. Even me, I think I've enjoyed who you were and who I've met. This person, you're very humble, but you're very serious about working, and I admire that because not a lot of people were all about being hard workers, and you portrayed that in your character. And also, you're a very humble character. You weren't the type of character who tried to be better than anyone. You were the type of character who showed everyone how to be a harder worker, and you taught me how to be a harder worker, and I admired that about you. That's why I definitely kept you around as a friend. I admired you as a friend. I always thought you were a cool friend. Also, when I seen you with do some cool shit with April, I thought that was cool shit, dude. I have no clue what's going on, but it seemed very cool to see both of you guys, two very cool people, live together. I bet it was crazy. I bet I have no clue what happened, but it just seemed very interesting because you both were, like I said, very cool people. But like I said, dude, one of these days you should come through, dude. You seem very cool on the Drunkcast. I'm sure you wouldn't mind having a couple of drinks and shit. It'd be cool having you guys by. Like you, it'd be cool having you and Jason by, and afterwards we go hit up the strip club just just to bullshit it. Just it'd just be fun to kind of get you guys' point of view.
I don't know if they know how all three of us
But that would just be cool to see because it'd just be like, all right, none of us are working here for you guys, but we're all here. So what's up? And like, it would just be cool to see all three of us there. I don't know, seeing only just you, everything you spoke for me, and just someone like Jason, just all of us just there. I think it'd be pretty interesting. But it would be, dude. I think we'd hang out. We'd probably buy ourselves each other drinks. And then once we found a girl we liked, I think we'd probably hit on her. And I think and then I think since we're so familiar with the whole routine of it, we'd find a way to like make her realize, hey, we know what the fuck's going on. Just hang out with us, and it'd be cool. It turned out cooler than it is, and somehow we'd like we'd rig the game, but at the same time we'd end up hanging out with the strippers because they know we know because we work the system somehow. I don't know. I think it wouldn't be as awkward, and it'd be a lot funner because we know the system, man. Anytime I go to like a any type of a strip club, I kind of feel like I know what's going on. Like like you kind of relate to the women that work there and shit. And you're like, I know you're just trying to get some money. I got an extra couple bucks. I kind of think you're cute, so let's make this happen. And it's like you treat her nice, and you treat her nice, and it's like that's what they're looking for. And it's like if you could really help her, it'd be about like being there family wise. But it's like you can't do all that extra bullshit. So you go ahead and just spend extra bucks, extra couple like $5-6 on her, and you feel like you really changed some shit. By the way, did you watch the UFC fight tonight? Were you into it? Dude, that's baller status though. See, Angel's all about fucking working now. He didn't even fucking waste time. But tonight, if you missed the fights, tonight Holly Holmes lost, and so did McGregor. Literally, so did McGregor. They both lost their title, both of them. So Nick Diaz is the new champion, and so is what's her name? Misha Tate's the new champion. Misha Tits. She has big old tits, doesn't she? I called her Misha Tits. Misha Tits. And Holly Flat Tits Holmes. Yeah, she lost. Flat Tits. As soon as I found out she had flat tits, it kind of lost me. Everyone's gonna hate me for like being that biased about tits and shit. Because sometimes it's like I consider just being honest, but when I think about it, it's like, whoa, people are listening must hate me. They're like, he's such a biased bastard. He doesn't like flat chested girls. They should be, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They should appreciate the honesty because I like fat, floppy tits. I'm sorry. It's like, can you get mad at me? It's like they have to. It's like I always feel like whoever's listening is mad at me. But you can't care. You can't care. You have to say whatever. You're such a cool guest, dude. You're laughing it through, dude. You've been such a cool guest. Dude, Angel, if you guys ever met this guy, he's fun to hang out with. When it comes to work, I know you are definitely serious. You don't bullshit about work. You don't bullshit this guy with work. But when it comes to hanging out, this guy is the funnest person you can hang out with. Like, I've never actually got to hang out with you like out of terms, like just out of work.